Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm stopping by to talk to you about meditation. Now, a lot of you know, those of you who've been following Shedding Shackles over the years, or even recently, you know I'm always talking about a little meditation that I have. It's very simple. It's like 7 or 8 minutes long. And what it does is it helps you get out of being lost in your thoughts, which is where most people are lost most of the time. And when you're lost in thoughts, you are you're basically controlled by that. And what is that? It's like your subconscious mind that gets all kinds of inputs from people and suggestions and insinuations and people's will and people's pressure, and all of that is impinges on the subconscious mind. Now, were your soul in command? If your soul was connected to your ground of being, then God would be in charge, then Jesus, and your soul would get its orders from, it would get its stability from, its identity from, its guidance from, its comfort from there. But instead, your soul is like a rebel, someone who has betrayed their country, and you have fallen. You didn't want to fall. When you were a little kid, you didn't want to get upset and angry at people. You knew you shouldn't be angry, but you couldn't help it because they were mean, even especially when parents were mean. And you went to school and people pressured you. And pretty soon you went along with the group. Like maybe they were making fun of somebody and you kind of went along with it, or you didn't say anything. And you didn't like that, but you were a little bit cowardly. You went along. So all your life you've learned to go along, and as you got older, you found out that going along to get along is highly valued. Yeah, people do like somebody with guts. They do. But when all is said and done, people don't want somebody to call them out, to pull the rug out from under them, to make them aware of their own wrong. They like people who go along. And so that's the way it was in your family, and that's the way it was everywhere you went. Now, maybe you rebelled against your parents, and you took drugs or ran off or joined a gang or just hung around at school or whatever. All right, you rebelled against your parents. But see, they too were cut off from. They didn't have that, especially your father. He may have been a good guy, but he didn't have that bond with his creator. So he was weak, and so they made mistakes, and you resented him for that. But see, you also have to see your ego weakness. You easily resent people and judge them when they don't do as you like, when they don't tell you you've done a good job and make you feel really good about yourself, then you resent them. And if they dare to correct you, why, you really resent that. All right, well, your parents tried to correct you. That's their job, but they probably didn't get it totally right. They got angry or something. But even if you had the perfect parents, absolutely perfect parents, then you still would have resented them anyway if they didn't let you have your will, your way. And if they didn't give you what you wanted. You see what I mean? So that's your weakness. That's everybody's weakness. But that's all. But you were born that way. You can't help it. All right. So then as you get older, you acquire two things. Number one, you acquire the habit of yielding, capitulating to every pressure. The slightest stress, and you get a little bit upset, and you give in. Now, you may give in to them, but you may not give in to them overtly, but how is it evident that you're giving in? Because you fall into imagination. You fall into daydreams and rethink the scene of what they said or what they did, and you try to change it a little bit to make it come out more to your ego's liking. You confabulate reality. You try to make it seem like you're the innocent victim, and they're guilty and they're wrong and they're to blame. You see what I mean? So you try to make it seem more like you're the good person and they're bad. See what I mean? And then you get lost in your imagination more and more and more. The slightest stress makes you that's what I was saying on my recent radio program. So the slightest stress causes you to fall into the imagination where you hide from reality, from the truth. You don't want to see your own weakness, your own cowardice, your own inadequacy, so you hide there.